May I come and see the detective? I thought I'd check if you're still alive in here. You've been here for practically the entire day. Yep, you lost track of time again. You do remember that the reason why you were sent home in the first place was to rest after you passed out. This doesn't mean you can rebuild the entire investigation board in your office. I mean, you practically turned this place into a crime scene. I was half expecting to find evidence markers here. And let's not forget leaving me alone for so long to fend for myself. Do you know how hard it is to eat dinner for too long? I know, it's not your fault. And I expected this when I married you. The cases, the long nights, the obsession. But you've been working for hours, and eventually you'll pass out. Being your wife, I have the sole responsibility to scold you for not taking care of yourself. You're saying that you were close to finding a pattern. You said that the last time, and the time before that. You always sound so certain right before you burn yourself out. So, detective, what did you figure out this time? You figured out that the Rose Killer's a woman. Well, of course I know who you were talking about. I mean, there's no other case that has kept you awake this long and made you treat yourself like this, so what made you believe that the Rose Killer is a woman? I thought the profiler said it was likely a man due to how the victims appeared to be easily overpowered. The perfume residue found on the crime scene was from a brand in women's collections. Is that all? I mean, perfume is not gender specific these days, or maybe it's just a misdirection. There's got to be more than that. You sound so convinced. Did someone else point you in that direction? A witness? A feeling? Well, you're gonna need to do better than that. I'm not saying I doubt you, but you know your chief won't take a gut feeling as evidence. Maybe you should try to look deeper. There might be something in the latest crime scene. I mean, it was all over the news yesterday. I should have been a detective. I think one detective is enough in this relationship. And believe me, you're already capable of finding her. I mean, you've been tracking her for what? Years? If anyone could unmask her, it would be you. Although, sometimes it feels like you're infatuated with her. You think it's the other way around. She's infatuated with you. That's what she's been studying. You. Go on. What makes you think that? She's been daring recently, and the crime scenes feel more personal. Maybe she's getting desperate. It's been years after all. She would start feeling impatient, doing whatever she can to get under your skin, using her victims as a means to talk to you. I mean, forget what I said. Maybe you should take a short break, like I said. You've been working on this the entire day when you should be resting. Who knows? Maybe after a short break, you'll gain a fresh new perspective and gather new leads. Speaking of a break, the reason I came here is to bring you some tea to help you relax. Go on, drink it. It's hot and fresh just the way you like it. You wouldn't want me to call the chief and explain that you've overworked yourself again. You know how motherly she acts when she gets worried. Now you're so eager to drink it. Be sure to finish it all, darling. I worked really hard on this recipe. What's wrong? It tastes strange. Maybe it's just exhaustion, love. More reason to take a break. Here, why don't I rub your shoulders? I know how much you love it when I rub your shoulders. It's all stiff. You've definitely been needing this for a while. Just relax, dear. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Any minute now, it should start working. Nothing to worry about, dear. You don't have to worry about a thing when you're in my hands. You've always trusted me, haven't you? You always let me take care of you when you push yourself too far. And when you stray too far from the truth, I'll be there to keep you back on track. you're feeling sick. You weren't, dear. You're not sick. That's just a sedative kicking in. It usually takes a while. Shh. Like I said, nothing to worry about. I'm here. I'll always be here. Just close your eyes for me. That's it, love. Let all of that tension out. You've worked so hard. You deserve rest. And when you wake up, you'll finally understand. You're out longer than I expected. Guess you needed a rest, detective. I guess you're still experiencing the side effects of the sedative, Don't worry, it'll pass soon. Who am I? Here, let me get closer, my dear. Yes, darling, it's me, your one and only. You're always so serious. Don't you remember why I tied you up? You were working too hard again, but you wouldn't stop, as you were as stubborn as always. So I had to take drastic measures. We're currently in my personal studio. You know how I love to do art. Well, some of my pieces get very messy, so I decided it would be lovely to have my very own place to do that sort of thing. It's also a good way to separate my work life from my home life. A lesson a certain workaholic should learn. I know I said before that I don't like to discuss my work with you, but seeing you like this, I thought that maybe bringing you here would help. Think of it as some type of intervention. Perhaps taking you out of your routine, showing you new sights, would help give you the answers you were tearing yourself to find. You have a keen eye, yes. I have a few of your case files lying around. I know, I shouldn't be taking sensitive information with me, but I just couldn't help myself. You brought your work home every night anyway, so I couldn't help myself. Well, this is from one of the Rose Killer cases, July of last year. You remember that one? The poor victim's body was found hanging gruesomely, so elegantly. Too bad it was taken down before the press had a chance to take some good quality pictures. Why are you shocked? I like learning about your work. You talk about it all the time, and it's hard to not feel pleased when your wife talks to you about your work. Oh, you're finally noticing my outfit. Do you like what you see? I wore it just for you. You know exactly what I have on me. The white rose. After all, you've been chasing it for all these years. No, detective. This isn't some type of sick joke, nor a bad dream. This is the truth you've been searching for. Yes, there it is. The realization. You finally see me as what I truly am. I'm the Rose Killer. Still in denial. I find it adorable how you're still trying to deny the truth. Let's see. Remember the residue you found at the scene? You said that the perfume was from a woman's collection. If you recall, I told you I was wearing a new perfume earlier that week, and you even complimented it. Do you remember what it was? Yes, rose. Let's not forget the clue you found a few years ago, the partial footprint, size 6. I remember when you were all that excited that you finally found a lead. You even joked that it could have been me. Turns out you were right. And let's see. You remember this file, right? You wrote it a while ago. Killer possibly familiar with law enforcement. Possible ties. You were so close, love. But instead of watching your co-workers, you should have been watching me more carefully. Who else would it have been? Who else would have been able to slip past your precious task force, probing for information through generous homemade meals, gossiping with your spouses through community events, and, of course, being able to predict your every move? After all, I share the same bed beside the great detective. Oh dear, you don't look so well. Not again. Shh. I know it's hard, darling, finding all of this out so soon, but panicking won't do you any good. Alright. I'll back away. You don't have to be scared of me, darling. I'm not gonna hurt you. Intentionally. That one time when you nearly caught me was a fluke. I was so surprised someone had the guts to chase me that I didn't realize it was you before the knife went, you know. I made sure to take care of you, even kissing that spot 1,000 times, so you make up full recovery. The point is, if I wanted you dead, you wouldn't be sitting here now having this chat with me. Of course, what we have is real. She always asks the same thing every time. No one, not even me, could have faked something like that for so long. If I had, and you would have seen it through. When we first met, I won't lie, it wasn't love at first sight. It was to gain an advantage. You were the only one who came close to catching me, and I know that if I didn't do something quick, then eventually I'll get caught before I'm able to complete my masterpiece. And that can't do. I needed to understand how you thought, how you worked, and in order to do that, I would have to get close. It wasn't a coincidence that we bumped into each other in that niche little book club and immediately hit it off. From that day onward, I learned everything about you. Anything that would help me. Like the way you hum when you get stressed, and how you tensed up a little when you sense a lie. Also, I inadvertently learned how you liked your coffee, your favorite restaurants, how you like to cuddle. And yes, I had thoughts about ending you, eliminating my greatest threat at our most vulnerable moment. I remember that night very well. It had been our 1-year anniversary since we started dating. We spent the entire day together, visiting my favorite art gallery, which so happens to require a lot of walking, going into your favorite restaurant where I tempted you with a lot of drinks, and staying the night in your home. And within minutes, you passed out on your bed. For the next hour, I stood over you, watching, making sure that you were really asleep, and then I took it out, the same knife I'd used on the countless others. I was ready to push it down, but then you stirred, and mumbled my name as you tried reaching out to me in my spot. It touched something I thought I lost a long time ago. I put down the knife and slept next to you. What changed? Well, you did. In the first time in my life, I was looked at something unworthy, something undesirable, filth, a monster. You looked at me like I meant something to you, something worth comforting, caring, and I wanted that. I desperately wanted that. And now, here we are. Am I doing this out of remorse? Heavens, no. If anything, being with you only made the desire stronger. It never quite goes away. But now, there's something worth performing this show for. Someone to really challenge me and make every move mean something. You, detective, made the game interesting. You see, after being around you, I realized I don't just have to outsmart the police anymore. They aren't even a real threat anyway. I just have to outsmart you. I can test myself using you, measure your progress, anticipate your next step, and adjust my plan before you ever catch up so that I don't have to get rid of you. It's like playing both sides of the chessboard. I make the moves, watch you try to counter me. I perform, you chase me, and in chasing me, you become part of the performance. You complete it, and thus, you complete me. And maybe that's what I enjoy in most of our little game. Watching you struggle, adapt, and improve all because of me. We've become partners, both in our romantic life and our professional life. Now, you may be wondering, all this time, if I didn't bring you here to kill you, or to surrender, why am I doing all of this? Why am I revealing all of this after so many years? Well, The answer's easy. Reading. I can see that you're puzzled. Well, let me explain. You see, dear, we've been playing this very long, beautiful game for, let's see, 9? No, 10 years now, hasn't it? 10 years of you hunting me, and somewhere along the line we crossed over. We did it 7 years ago, and then we married 3 years later. 10 years of the chase, 7 years of love, 3 of marriage. I have to say, detective, I'm quite proud of what we have going on. Which brings us to why you're here tonight, your evaluation. Yes, evaluation. How well you followed the clues I left, how well you deduced this year's pattern, and how close you were to catching me. Oh, darling, you think too small sometimes. This isn't just to grade you. This isn't a punishment. This is a chance to talk. Really talk. No badges, no lies between us. You can finally understand. I needed you to see me, not as a caring wife who makes your coffee, nor the woman who kisses you to sleep, but as a woman you've been chasing for so many years. The one who's killed countless people and shaped their hideous corpses into beautiful masterpieces. That is the one who understands you better than anyone else. You spent 10 years trying to catch me. You'd come home exhausted, defeated, and I told you, inspire you so you'll be able to figure it out. And you will, one day. I didn't do all of this to humiliate you, love. I captured you to show you the truth. You helped me get better, smarter, bolder. And every time I slipped away, you became more obsessed, like me. So why don't I return the favor? You can deny it all you want, but in the end, it's the actions that show us the truth. That's something you would always say, dear. Now, let's begin. You once said that a killer must have rituals, rules they make for themselves. You're right about that, but I wonder if you figure them all. Oh, of course you're right about the killer rose having rules, darling. Every artist does, even the ones who claim they don't have any. Now, humor me. What's the first? No innocence, correct. Targets must be guilty of something, even if only by my standards. Go on. 1 rose for each sin? Beautiful work. You always did pay attention to the details. Many others wrote it off as just being a signature, and they failed to realize its deeper meaning. You're doing excellent. Please, continue. Never let a scene be found before dawn. Yes, the city must wake to the art, not witness the creation. Messy things happen in the dark, but beauty must be seen in the light. Go on, love. What is my last rule? You still haven't figured this one out, have you? Well, go on, try your best. You figured out the first 3 already. Never revisit a place. Wrong, but so close. I never revisit a scene unless it's unfinished. You never know what else I might add once the dust settles. So do check out my past galleries in the future. You remembered most of them? I'm proud of you. You certainly did better than last time. You'll understand what I mean at the very end of our meeting. Moving on, gating. You've always wanted my evaluation of my approval. Let's see. Let's start off with your detective skills. Your instincts are fairly sharp. Observation is excellent. You did see through the false leads I left that others mistook, and I'm genuinely proud of you for that. And your deductive skills are beautiful as always, so for that I'll give you a solid A, my love. Emotional awareness. Oh dear, 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 dear. You're good at seeing other people's lies, but you never notice mine. Even the extremely suspicious ones, like every late night business trip, and even that injury I got. Sometimes it feels intentional, but I know you'll never let anyone get away from justice. Not even me. Detective, you can't solve a case when you refuse to see the evidence staring right in front of you. Don't let your heart compromise your logic next time. B minus. Now, finally, self-care. And there's really only one word I can describe you about that. Abysmal. You forget to eat, to sleep, to live. You believe that burning yourself alive will light a path, but you're forgetting that you're only human. Don't get me wrong. I love your obsession. I get obsessed with my work. That's why we fit with each other. But where you're going, you're more likely to die by exhaustion rather than by me at this point. Straight F. We'll be working on a solution for that soon. Don't look at me that way. I'm doing this for the both of us. Now then, before we wrap this up, there is one more thing left to discuss. The theme. You know that every year I create a series of pieces based on a theme that connects them all. Such as last year's theme of the future, where I displayed several people who had bright futures. Future doctors ready to help treat the deathly ill, teachers willing to do anything to help their students, scientists close to finding cures for the world's most deadly diseases, and even a Nobel Peace winner. Well, potential if I didn't borrow them a bit. My dear detective, I'm not bringing this up to mock you. Quite the opposite. You managed to figure out the theme and save the last material from being ripped apart by the clock tower. It was unfortunate that the piece was never completed, but it was worth it to see you happy that you finally achieved a victory against me. That just simply made me believe you were ready for a much harder challenge. I'm not saying you're doing badly, but you are lagging behind what I would have expected from you, most likely due to you overworking yourself and missing key details. But not to worry, this is why I brought you here, to go over them. I'll be offering some hints. So, what have you figured out so far? The victims don't make any sense. Oh, love. I promise I'm not getting sloppy. In fact, I'm getting really specific. You just have to look deeper. Every single one of them is connected. Maybe not to each other, but in some sort of correct system. But what type? Could you list them out, please? That one. What was he? A city contractor, and a popular one at that. 5 out of 5 stars, always managed to deliver his promises. Although many people might not know, he skimmed out funds that were meant for the housing programs many years ago. Families slept in cars while he remodeled his kitchen. Well, this was all covered up. Now then, the next one? Ah, yes, the infamous judge. Their family has a legacy of being judges in the city, but also known for taking favors. No one can do a thing because the paperwork was incomplete. And that volunteer from that shelter. I worked there once, before you knew me. I've met her. She smiled, spoke about compassion and all that. But behind the scenes, she sold information to people who know how to exploit desperation. She never touched the victims herself. That's how she justified it. That's how they all justified it. So, detective, what do you think? It's a system that connects them? Yes, corruption hides best when it wears a title or a smile for the vulnerable. I'd see you've noticed my disdain for these people. Yes, let's just say this piece matters to me personally. That's why I wanted you to be invested. This isn't just another crime scene you could dissect from behind the yellow tape, nor just another Killer Rose gallery. This will be my masterpiece, my magnum opus. I need you to be 100% of your skills, because at the end, it won't just be about me, it will also be about you. Yes, you. You don't think I was done yet, did you? There was still one name left, one more space in the pattern. Here, let me give you a hint. She's careful, much more careful than the others. She's won awards for her decades of service to the community, the best of the best. You call her your mentor, but we all know that she's like family to you. Now you know how this connects to you, too. Calm down, dear. All this yelling and shaking won't do any good. Being emotional won't save anybody. It certainly won't save your beloved chief. You would love to save everyone, even the most corrupt, the one who was like a mother to you. You're really asking me how she's corrupted? I've met her numerous times, sat across the table while she spoke about you, like a proud mother, and she came to see me in the hospital after our little incident. So attentive, so kind. Oh, detective, that part is yours to uncover. That is the final test. Ask yourself, why would I target your beloved mentor? Could it be because I'm a sadistic? You really are in the dark, aren't you? The brilliant detective, unaware of the activities of the most two important women in her life. You think you'll save her when you get out of this? That's hilarious. That you'll believe you'll leave with all of this knowledge. No, dear. As I already told you, I'm not killing you. All of tonight is for you, me, us, of the game. And I simply can't have you carrying all of this knowledge we've discussed just like that. You have to earn it. Otherwise, it would simply spoil the hunt. So instead, you'll forget. You'll forget about our conversation, about the system, about the next target, about the identity of the killer rose. You'll wake up with a slight headache, a sense that something important slipped through your fingers. You'll blame it on stress or not a sleepless night. But I'm not cruel. Remember a few things, little breadcrumbs you could say, a new clue that will help you with the next step of the game. But everything else, the answers, will all be gone, as they have before. There's that look. You're starting to catch on, love. This isn't the first time we've done this song and dance. In fact, let me think. This is our, fourth time? Yes, fourth. I wonder if you remember the previous times. I do, of course. The first time you were devastated. You were convinced that the case had broken you, and unsurprisingly, you took a leave of absence. Remembering the night terrors, you cried in your sleep for weeks. I almost felt guilty as I felt joy, as I cradled you into my arms, comforting you, inspiring you to continue. The second time, you were the opposite, angry. You were so angry that it nearly frightened me, and you knew something was wrong, even if you couldn't name it. And the third time, oh, you were brilliant. You did something that I didn't expect, and you nearly had me. I even have a scar to prove it. Yes, that injury I've gotten was from you, my love. You unexpectedly caught me off guard with that trap. Our game would have been over if you hadn't froze when you saw my face. It just gave me an extra few seconds to knock you out, and I made sure to adjust the dosage. And in the morning, you forgot all about it. Yes, dosage. Here, let me show you my wonder tool. What I'm holding is a tailored compound, a neurochemical agent originally intended for trauma patients. An amnestic. Highly experimental, highly effective. I first encountered it through a seller while volunteering at the shelter years ago. Though, out of all of them, this was the most intriguing to me. So I perfected it, adjusted it, personalized it, and waited patiently for an opportunity to use it. Luckily, the opportunity presented itself in front of me. No need to worry, dear. This is perfectly safe. After I perfected it this time. Once injected, it disrupts coherent thoughts. In simple terms, the brain can't figure out what happened, so it just forgets about it. But emotions. Oh, those don't disappear. They linger. That is why, after you wake up, you feel haunted. Your mind forgets, but your instincts don't. So the next time I lean close, will your heart race because you love me? Or because something in you knows it has to be afraid? Because the most dangerous woman you've been chasing all these years is right next to you, and you don't even know. And that's the beauty of it. You still get to be the hero, I still get to be the villain, and the game still continues. This will sting a little. I know you hate needles, but please try to stay still. We wouldn't want there to be any accidents, don't we? Please, try to remember that even after all this, I still love you. But I'm doing this for you, for us. Almost done it. There we go. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? All you have to do is relax and let it happen. It usually takes a while for it to happen, but you'll start feeling the side effects any minute now. You're telling me you're gonna remember this and stop me. I didn't mean to crush your dream, but that's what you said last time. Do you want to know what happened? You simply woke up next to me and told me how much you loved me. And do you know what will happen this time? You're gonna wake up with a major headache. I'll bring you your favorite breakfast to bed and tell you how you're not taking care of yourself. We will go back and forth, and I'll force you to take a break. Then you'll embrace me and tell me how much you still love me. Romantic. There you go. Just breathe in and out. In, out. Your thoughts will start to blur now. Don't fight it. You'll never win. You never do. Don't worry. I'm here. I'll always be here. Just close your eyes for me and sleep, detective. Sleep. Let go of all your worries, all of your tension, and give them to me. And I'll make it all disappear for you. Let it all out and rest. When you wake up, I'll be there for you as your lovely wife. I'll be waiting for you to solve me, detective. Sweet dreams. Oh, you're finally up. Good morning, sleepyhead. Easy there. Don't sit up too fast. You still need lots of rest. Here, let me help you. What happened? Well, you were supposed to be resting, but you, being stubborn as always, worked until you collapsed on the ground. You also broke one of my fine china pieces. Don't worry, I'm not upset. I'm just glad you're feeling alright. Here, I made you your favorite scrambled eggs, toast with no crust, and of course, coffee, but it's decaf and watered down. Wine all you want, dear, but you need to take it easy. Wife's orders. You really don't remember much from last night, do you? No reason, really. You know this happens when you push yourself too hard. If you overwork your mind too much, then it just shuts off, I guess. Now here, take a bite. There we go. See? You really were starving. You haven't eaten properly in days, huh? Well then, you've got to start taking care of yourself. All of this stress is taking a toll on you, even if you don't want to admit it. I know this case is important to you, that there's so many people depending on you, but you can't help anybody if you destroy yourself in the process. There's this saying, don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm, and you've completely burnt yourself to ash. Seeing you like that last night made me feel so helpless. So please, please relax. That means no going through case files, no late night studying, and most of all, no late night patrolling through the streets. Not for you. And please, do it for me. Thank you. I love you so much. Here, after breakfast, we'll watch some of your favorite shows. I know you've been too busy, so you haven't seen the last couple of seasons, so there is a lot to catch up on. And maybe later, if you're feeling better, I could take you out so we can have a date night at your favorite restaurant. And if I catch you working, well then, I just might have to tie you up. Good. Now, better finish up breakfast before it turns cold.